Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to Farming Simulator 2017, and welcome back to Lone Oak. So, I did skip ahead all through winter. It is the first day of spring. You can see we still have snow on the ground. Fantastic. This is such a gorgeous farm, and I really, really like it. Yeah, you can see we left some equipment out over the winter. I did. We didn't do anything. I did that. That's on me. And I've been prepping this episode for about 5 hours, 6 hours. Is about how long it takes me to get through winter. I'll tell you a couple of things that we did. Well, I'll tell you a lot of things. I'll bring you up to speed. So, we do have 50 cows now. We've been buying cows during the winter, and they are all healthy and well fed. You can see we have a ton of manure. Manure. The reason we have all that manure is because I can't dump it anywhere because there's snow on the ground. Let me show you what's going on back here. This is not super realistic, but, you know, it is what it is. This game is, particularly when you have it heavily modded, this game is kind of a thing. So this pile can't get any wider because we have two fill types. We have the manure fill type and we have the snow fill type. I can't get in here and get rid of this snow. And this pile can't get wider because this snow is blocking it. And so this manure is just, clipping through the wall. This manure is stuck in the buck rake. As soon as the snow melts, this will drop, and then we can go get the rest of that out of our barn. BulletBill typically has manure spawn in the barn rather than in the bunker, and you have to muck it out manually, which is cool. I like the realistic touches. What else is going on? I was going to show you something else. Oh, I was going to show you this. So, last fall, I guess, we did have canola in field 49. I went ahead and planted canola in field 48. We owned field 33. There was nothing in it. I bought field 32 that had winter wheat in it, so I planted winter wheat in field 33, so we've got these two here. This field 45 right now. 34 and 43 are obviously empty. 45, there's nothing in there either. Those have all been plowed and prepped and fertilized, and they're all ready to go. Just have to decide what we want to put in them. I will show you something. You remember all those straw bales that we had at 8,700 liters apiece? Look how many of these we used during the winter. So last year we made straw bales from, get back here. Last year we made straw bales from field 49 only. I don't think 32 and 33 combined are as big as field 49. We made it through the winter, no problem. But I think we're going to need more straw. So I think I'm going to put either wheat or barley in field 45 so we have plenty of straw bales. And remember, as we get more cows, we're going to need even more. Hay, we did all right. I think we did. But straw, we're going to need more. So as soon as the snow melts off the fields, we will put, that'll be our first crop that we're going to put in is either wheat or barley in field 45. And then 34 and 43, I'm going to plant corn for silage this spring. We won't be able to do that for a few days. You plant that later in the season, and that will, you know what I'm saying? We'll have two giant fields of corn for silage. So we've got some mods here, and you can see they're messing with the grass a little bit. Or not the grass, I guess, the snow. I think as the game progresses, particularly through FS17, as more and more mods are built to allow for seasons, we won't have problems like this. But for now, we do have just sort of some boxes, I guess, that come in when you put things here. Like we've got this little wash platform here and our AdBlue. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Just things to notice. So this is what we need to do this episode. There's not going to be a lot of farming this episode. There's going to be a lot of farm stuff, I guess is a good way to say it. So the first thing I'm going to do is back this up out of the way. And the reason is, even better. We have equipment. I said back up, back up. We have equipment that needs maintenance. And we're going to take care of that. And we might not do every single machine, but we're going to do a few of them. And I apologize for clipping through the wall like that. And this will just be easier if I do it this way. We can get her moving. If we can get her moving. There you go. Lock in those hubs. So now I believe, hop out here, go right around here, repair, and let's see. Yep, call that maintenance. Done, done, and done. We have more than a couple machines that need maintenance. So I'm gonna back this up. Let's just back it up. Let's just keep backing up. Get everything out of the way here so we got plenty of room to work. And the first thing we're going to take in there is the quad track. I know that was needing maintenance last fall. Now it hasn't been moved since last fall after we got done with all that plowing. So we haven't been running it after maintenance was required. But I do remember it did need some love. So we'll get this one taken care of. We can also see up on top there, our case Magnum needs not only maintenance, but it needs an oil change. So we'll get that done as well. And I may tab through vehicles. I may tab through all of them. I don't do that all the time, but I may do it today just to see which vehicles need maintenance. And I believe all of them do, because I don't think any of them got maintenance last fall. All right. All right. Now we're doing okay on money. During the winter, we were selling milk for about 10,000 pounds a day, and that kept us afloat because we needed to pay, probably 5,000 to 6,000 a day just for costs on the farm, so the milk was covering that. And also I fed the cows grass during the winter, and I was buying it in bags, and that was 2,000 pounds per bag, and we had to get quite a few of those during the winter. I also had, this is interesting, I'll tell you once we get this thing pulled around. I also had kind of an interesting experience with the Flegel dolly trailer. I really like that mod. It seems like there's, I don't know, to look at it, it seems like there's been a lot of love put into it. A lot of love. But I noticed something about it. I filled it up with bags of grass. Repair. Okay. Repair costs are not that bad. I think they may have adjusted seasons a little bit. I know for a time repair costs were kind of outrageous. And oil change. So left control Y. There we go. Did we get it? Left control Y. Oh, you know what? This happens periodically. So we need to get rid of this weight. And then we need to back up, back to our pallet of oil. And this, slowly, slowly. Left control Y. That got it. Some tractors, it's like they don't like to let you select the tractor. It makes you select the implement, even if it's just a weight or something. It doesn't let you tab through the various equipment that's on the tractor to get to the tractor, if that makes sense. So that Flegel dolly trailer, I really like it. It looks like a good mod, you know. It looks like something you could trust. But when I loaded it up with grass, I noticed that when we got back to the farm, there's no auto lock script on it, but I couldn't take the bags off. So I got the bag lifter, not the there's like bag brother, and then there's like bag buddy. I don't know. Not that one, but the other one. And in fact, I'll show it to you. Right. So we'll park that. And I'm going to, you know what? I don't actually have to tab. let's keep it real. That's been serviced. That has been serviced. I know one of these two, and probably both of these need service because these see a lot of use. So let's hop in here first. Maintenance required. Fantastic. So, yeah, there's that bag lifter that I got. I got the bag lifter for the grass to get it off the trailer. It fought with me like every step of the way, but I eventually got all the bags off. And then as I was moving the trailer, it was next to another. That one. That's the fella right there. Off to the left, that Flegel trailer. I love it. It's a great trailer, but I got it next to another trailer, and I've really not ever seen this before. The other trailer stuck to it. And so it got me thinking that maybe there is some kind of script in there to keep things from flying off, but the way that it's executed, it's like it causes some problems. So did not have good luck with that. And what I ended up doing was then taking our farm truck over and just filling it with grass at the store. And the bag script that the bag mod that I use lets you, in some tippers, it lets you pull up next to the bags as they're in the parking lot and fill them and not have to mess with front loaders and everything. So I went down there. I went down there and bought grass, put it in the farm truck, brought it back up. Yeah, these things. I think the way that they're set up and the way that they work with the bags is, I think it's just the trigger from a pallet flipped upside down, if you can visualize that. Because, you know, the textures for any object don't really matter. The textures have no collision. It's the collision and the scripting that makes anything in this game do what it does. And, you know, if you go into Giant's Editor, you can flip anything 180 degrees, you can rotate it, you can do all kinds of stuff. So picture a pallet of seed or whatever, and just invert it so that the pallet part is now at the top of the object and where the blades would go. And then take a pallet fork and just flip that. So rather than the pallet blades being at the bottom down here, they're now up there. So everything is going to interface exactly the same way. No. Everything is going to interface exactly the same way. It's just going to be 180 degrees inverted. I think that's how it works. So the bags and the lifter are just fine. Oh, you're going to fight me, aren't you? You're going to fight me. You know what? I know how to deal with front loaders like you. Check it out. You wait here. You wait here. I will be right back. I might not be able to... No, I'll be able to. The way it was at an angle like that. I was thinking, there's no way. Turns out there is a way. Right. Oh, for the love. Come on, man. You also wait over here. Right. I will be right back. Nobody panic. Really? We're doing this, are we? Is it like that? How big can this trigger possibly be? Right. So now you're gonna have to wait over here. And of course we keep clipping through the walls. I did say I spent many hours getting through winter. And I'm not complaining when I say that. I know it might sound like I'm complaining. But this game, man, I really wish there was a way to skip through winter. Ah. Okay. I wouldn't say that I'm mad right now, but this is when this game, particularly when you've just spent hours and hours and hours. Okay, here we go. This is when we are frustration simulator. You're out. And you're out. This is when this game is frustration simulator. I don't know how big the trigger for the repair point is. I don't think it's that big. That doesn't seem reasonable. Jeezy Pete's. We need a front loader and a bag lifter. We'll get one later. I'm in no mood. So yeah, that Flegel trailer, I got the impression that there was either some type of an attempted locking script on there, or there was, oh my goodness. You know what I should have done? After that monster session to get through the winter, I should have like stopped and gone to the gym or had dinner or had a glass of wine or something. I don't ever want to be like pissy while I'm recording, but I am all about you know, the realism, not just in the game that we're playing, but also gaming in general. You know, like what I'm about as far as gaming. And it's kind of a what you see is what you get goal with the channel. So there are days when this game is very satisfying, and there are days when it is very frustrating. And oh, that's what I was saying before about winter, before we started fighting with the repair trigger. I would like to see a way in Seasons to skip through winter, and I've seen on some of their threads, the mod developers have said, no man, that's winter on a farm, you're just taking care of animals. And I get that, it makes perfect sense to me. At the same time, it is unbelievably tedious, because it takes about an hour, 40 minutes. I don't want to work any soil. Okay. Yeah, this is a good example. So this truck is not working because the soil is frozen. Now, does that mean we're frozen to the soil? What is going on here? Maintenance is required. That's all I want to do. Okay, so that's bugged out. Fantastic. How about this guy? No maintenance required. Perfect. Other tractors. So yeah, it's and the thing about it is there's no interruption to it. It's not like you spend 45 minutes taking care of your animals and then you can do other things. You spend 45 minutes taking care of your animals and then crank, or at least I do, crank the speed. Maintenance required. Crank the speed, and that makes it the next morning, and now it's just time to take care of animals again. And you just do that over and over and over for 9 days. 9 game days. And it's really, yeah, it's not much fun. So I would like to see a way to skip through winter, and I understand what the mod maker means when they say winter on the farm can be kind of boring. I get that. But this is where I think realism and entertainment value sort of collide. This is not a real farm. It's a farm simulator. I remember talking with somebody online, and they were talking about, you know, how realistic their gameplay was, and getting kind of, you know, how gamers can get taking it way too seriously, totally geeking out. And I told him, you know, the game, as realistic as we can make it, it's not realistic. If you wanted to make the game realistic, every now and then it would randomly break your arm. Because that's what happens to farmers. You're working with heavy equipment and industrial equipment, far away from hospitals, far away from EMTs. People get badly hurt and killed. It's one of the most dangerous professions. Well, that's not brought into the game. You know, that's... So does that make it unrealistic? Or is that just being mindful of the fact that it needs to have entertainment value? In that same conversation, as I was talking to that guy, I told him if you wanted to make it realistic, if you wanted to make any game realistic, once you go bankrupt, no maintenance required. Once you go bankrupt, that's it. The serial number expires and you can't play the game anymore, because in real life, when you go bankrupt, you're done. You can maybe try again years later, but for now, you're done. And that's not, you know, so I understand what the developers mean when they say that we want the game to be realistic and boring winters are part of farming. But it really does... It's really difficult for me to deal with the whole winter thing. And I know I could take my seasons down to 3 days, but I prefer 9-day seasons. So maybe at some point they will put in a way to skip through winter. 26 pounds. Wow. Okay. These repairs used to be much, much more expensive. I think that's about it. So now I am going to tab through vehicles, and I think the only one that needs service is our farm truck. Our farm truck and possibly our wheel loader. And then the animals are taken care of. Trying to think. We can't do anything in the fields right now because everything is... Well, the ground is frozen for one thing, and everything is covered with snow. All right. Okay. Moment, please. Going to tab through vehicles. Done, 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 done. Does not need maintenance. Does not need maintenance. Done. Does not need maintenance. For some reason, frozen to the ground. Does not need maintenance. Just maintain that. There you go. Right. See how we're doing on time. 23 minutes. I think that's perfect. Let's call it an episode. This is, you know, it's been different. For sure, it's been different. But, well, all right. Think about everything I just said and how it was kind of not bad-mouthing, that's maybe too strong a word, but how I was, you know, talking about the Seasons developers and how they've got this idea that winter is boring in real life, so winter should be boring in the game. And, like, as soon as I get done saying that, then I immediately say, well, you know, this has been a different kind of episode, and we haven't really done any farming, but hey, that's real life. So, can I say, man, I'm a gamer. We're never happy. It's never good enough. No game is ever good enough for a gamer. Doesn't matter how much you love it. All you see are the ways that it can be improved. Right. Everything is undercover. Everything but this guy. What are you still doing out? Let's find a home for this guy. And the problem is, this guy is gigantic. Maybe one of these stalls over here. Is one of these empty? Maybe. Maybe. Not all the way empty, but empty enough that we can get this thing under cover. Right. So there's that. And I think the only thing that leaves out is our wheel loader. But we don't really want to put that away because it's got a buck rake full of manure that won't empty out till the snow melts. Okay, cool. Well, folks, I'm going to wrap it up here. And next episode, I'll wait till the snow melts. Next episode, the snow will be gone. Hopefully the fields will be thawed. We will put wheat in field 45. And then we'll skip ahead another couple days and maybe get into some grass work, and then we'll plant corn. So there you have it. Folks, thanks for stopping back to check out The Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farming Simulator 2017 from Lone Oak Farm. I'm trying to find a good thumbnail here. There's a little thumbnail. There's one. There you go. We'll see you again. Take care.